What's up, man? It's your big brother K-Rino. Check it out. I wanted to talk about something that my homie had put in my ear. Well, he actually put it in the comments. Y'all didn't know it was my homie, but I seen one of the comments in another video, and he was like, "Man, why don't you talk about um, mental health and the importance of mental health and things of that nature?" So what I'm gonna do now is kind of go into it from my understanding. My perspective is, of course, it's not going to be spoken from the standpoint of somebody who has expertise in that area because of schooling or um, any type of formal education and mental health. But I will speak just from a point of just experience and observation and things that I've seen and encountered in my life and dealing with certain people, and also managing and dealing with your own mental health. And people feel like some people feel like, well, I don't have any mental health challenges. I've never been diagnosed with any mental health problems, so I'm good. But are you really good? Because even though you may not have a clinical um, situation, or you maybe never even spazzed out before or been diagnosed with anything, there are still moments throughout every day. There's still moments that take place throughout every year for all of us where, whether we consciously realize it or not, our mental health is being put on the line. There are people who can go through years and years of normal life, or what we perceive to be normal life, and one incident can take place that just takes them all the way off course mentally. Example: I've known people whose mother had passed away, and they were never the same again. They lost it. They went through the grieving process that any person would go through in that situation, but they lost it mentally. They were never the same because of the connection that they may have had with their mother. Um, I've seen people who have had relationships end. People who have divorced, broken up with their wives and lost it, went crazy. Um, Turned violent, turned homicidal and suicidal. These are mental health issues that were never at the forefront of that person's mind until an event took place that sparked it, that brought it to light, into life. So just because you're not in the so-called crazy house, just because you've never been admitted into the psychiatric ward, your mental health is always on the line. Your stability, or the removal of your stability in terms of where you live and your job and your home and your possessions, if those things were taken away from you, what would that do to your mental? When the stock market crashed in 1929, there were a whole lot of rich people who were just parading around living normal life, or what they perceived to be normal. And the second that the stock market crashed, you saw millionaires jumping out of windows, killing themselves. Just that quick. Life can take that kind of turn just that quick. So the majority of what I've been saying so far is to really speak to those of us who feel like we're normal. We good. Oh man, I ain't crazy. I ain't just letting you know that circumstances can take a turn, and depending on the uh, the mental fortitude that you have in being able to deal with um, trauma, mental trauma, loss of possession, loss of loved ones, depending on the degree of strength you have in your mind, that can determine whether you stay on your rocker or you slip off of it a little bit. And drugs can play a part in it. Circumstances can play a part in it. So I'm saying all that, I guess, to say that we should not be so dismissive towards those who have mental health issues and challenges, because the first thing was, oh, that fool crazy, man. Yeah, old boy kind of, watch your old girl, she kind of out there. But in reality, some of us ain't but one incident away from being out there ourselves. Things that other people have done to us, have imposed upon us, can affect mental health. Somebody might have molested you when you was young. Somebody might have violated you in a particular way that you never got over, and it affects your thinking to this day, and it affects your actions. It affects why you are the way you are, and not in a bad way. I'm saying there may be something that just makes you be like, man, I ain't feeling this. Subconsciously buried in you that you don't even remember that happened. So we see homeless people all the time, man, and people say, well, man, why don't they get up and do something? Why don't a lot of our homeless people in our communities, they have mental issues. Things have happened to them. So we have to be more respectful and more patient and more understanding towards those who go through those types of changes every single day, because there are many people who are living that reality, and the pharmaceutical drugs don't make it better. Well, take this for this, take this for that, take this for this. If you start feeling suicidal, stop taking it. If you, man, people have to be more willing to take time with those who are dealing with those kind of problems. We can't be dismissive and just chalk it up to them being crazy. Let's try to get on that level to find out. Let's try to get to the root of what happened to them and not be afraid. Don't think that you're a professional and get too far out of bounds with how you deal with people, but I've been around a lot of people who the world would consider to be not playing with a full deck, as they say. And I found a lot of times, man, unless they're just too far gone, man, you get in conversations with people, man, and in the real person within them that they always have been, it comes out. But if you get so used to people just looking at you as this um, insane individual, then it becomes embedded even deeper, in my opinion, and you start to become that. So we can't assume that because it's a child, can't be dealing with that. He just bad. Because it's a teenager, because it's an adult, because it's an older person, because it's a functioning member of society. See, all of the people who deal with these kind of challenges are not necessarily, again, people who are in psych wards or people who are out on the streets, the person that you clearly see on the corner having a conversation with themselves. It ain't the same way with everybody. There are people who are functioning members of society that get up every day, go to work, clock in, work, and they're dealing with those kind of issues, undiagnosed. They may not even know why. Then you look up and guy shows up to work and shoots up everybody. It was something going on all along. So saying all that to say, man, we just got to be more respectful and more cognizant of those who may be going through those types of problems and not cracking jokes about individuals who you see in that condition, because that's why I prefaced this whole thing with it could be you. There's a lot of it could be yous gonna be coming out of my mouth in the next um, really this year, because we gotta start we gotta stop being the type of people who just feel like any misfortune that somebody else has, you're totally immune to it. It could never happen to you, so you make mockery of it. Nah, that's what children do. When we were young, we laughed at the man talking to himself, but we were young and immature. Now we're grown, and we got to start recognizing people's problems, especially our loved ones, and trying to figure out ways to help. So, like, comment, subscribe. Make sure you hit the bell. Keep your notifications on so y'all know when I put something up. And just give me your views on it. You may be going through it, or somebody you know may be going through it. Um, but give me your views on the whole mental health issues, and anything I might have missed or left out. Feel free to chime in. Peace.